And we're keeping on with some Lego City space sets. I'm going through the number list, so from small to big. And here at this moment we have the Interstellar Spaceship, and yeah, this is a good one. Let's look into it. So I think it's fair to say that once you leave that 4 plus space set that we saw in the previous video, the spaceship and asteroid discovery, you start looking into how the theme is really trying to be set up visually, in terms of its looks, in terms of the story, in terms of mainly the design of the visual design of the spaceships, and it really doesn't disappoint. This is a beautiful aircraft. Oh, not aircraft, but spaceship. It's proper design, and I think the concept team did an amazing job here. To some people it might look a bit, I don't know, generic, given that we've been exposed to so much sci-fi, be it in video games and all that. Now I heard that this design language kind of borrows from Mass Effect. I never played Mass Effect, but yes, if you look how the concept art in many games and movies has been the direction they've been taking, I think this makes for a really I think it's a really valid point to think that. But honestly, it's the first time that we really see it this well in Lego form. You know, it's really different from everything we had, and it's really it's its own thing. Let's say I'm kind of missing the words to express myself here. I'm a big sci-fi fan, and of course, like many of you, I was really excited when I saw the lineup for City Space when it was revealed, because there's a lot of good design here, and it's easy to get excited. Now, looking at it in a very objective form, let's take out the minifigure. Looking at it in a very objective way, the main aspect of the set, which is the spaceship, the design is pretty good, and the way they achieved this was really well done, and not just in terms of the way it looks, but also, I mean, it's really swooshable for people that really are into swooshing on their airplanes or spaceships. It's a novel design. It's some people might think it's a bit generic or I don't know, not that great, but it is really great. The colors, the way they're used in layers, the orange in some accents, the moving parts that allow for a lot of storytelling. If you want to, I don't know, like use this as breaks on atmosphere, or if it's just a way of opening it and fix the engines, because it's easy to think these are engines. There's some intakes here. That's the same print we saw on the spaceship and asteroid discovery set, which is in a sense a scaled down version. That ship is a scaled down version of this one in a certain sense. So please don't mix up both sets. They even come in same sized boxes, so I think it's easy to mix them up if you're not careful. Anyways, and there's a lot of nice finishing touches here and there that I really appreciate. Now, Of course, at the 20-year budget, there were some things that were. I think there were some aspects that had to be compromised. So the belly here, the bottom. I mean, it works as is, but after I built it, I was thinking that yeah, having three landing gears would not have been easy with these two parts here, but it would have been possible. But they had to cut on that for sure. Still, it works as is. Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly viable to have a spaceship doing this, but yeah, some landing gears would have been really nice. So I think that the not addition of it was for two reasons. Budget, but also they could have probably have put like 10 parts to add the landing gears, but it would have probably looked a bit clunky and would have robbed from the overall design and the profile of the spaceship. So they decided to probably just remove them at some point. What they did not compromise was really going forward with the concept of the little energy cells, which in this case, when you press it, really gives you that extra boost that is needed for interstellar travel. And this is so delicious. It's yeah, it's, I think this completely destroys whatever thing I thought that could be less good on this set or even bad. This little thing here is, yeah, for me it works as, yeah, if you give me a F-14 Tomcat in Lego form and you put the variable wings, it doesn't matter how big or nice the model is, as long as that option is there. I think I would really be happy if I was a kid, and of course if Lego was doing F-14, which they're not, of course. The interior is pretty cozy for the pilot. We have a nice screen. We have the two tiles with the bar as joysticks. I wasn't really a big fan of the use of this part to convey the idea of a joystick, because I grew up with the antennas that doubled as levers or joysticks, but now I think I'm really good with those. With these, I mean, they're smaller and yeah. So yeah, I think that they look good. The instruments and everything to control the spaceship are good enough, and yeah, the way the minifigure sits in it. So we'll look at the minifigure in a bit, but this minifigure has an attachment, and still it's not a big attachment, so you can see that you can really lean the minifigure really well, and yeah, cozy inside the spaceship. So yeah, design wise it's very, I mean, it really transpires speed, and yeah, it's I look at this kind of spaceship and the idea of space travel and something so small, and I always imagine this being the equivalent of, I don't know, a Ferrari Testarossa in space, something like that, you know. It's yeah, it's amazing. The feeling, not necessarily the spaceship. I really like the spaceship, but I don't feel like it's super amazing, but I do feel that it is really well done, really well executed, and the design is really nice. Although, yeah, I wish that we had some landing gear for this. Absolutely, yeah, that would have been really good. But not just the landing gear. There's another thing that we'll look in just a second. Now let's look at the minifigure and this little thing here. So first, as you can see, this one character has a different suit than the other one. So even the gloves are different. These ones are golden, and this character seems to be a main character somehow. I'm sorry, I need to do this because the background is messing with the focus. So yeah, this character has some kind of tattoo or decoration in her face. So I would imagine it's yeah. I kind of prefer to think that is a tattoo of a constellation. But as I was saying, it's a minifigure that is quite different from the other ones. The other ones are green or blue, azure, I think, suits, and you can even have some yellow suits, but this one is different. While the other ones all share the dark blue gloves, this one has golden gloves. So yeah, this one might be a higher rank character, but the full suit is basically the same really good printing with some golden accents. And in this case, we have this attachment that kind of looks a bit like a jetpack, but as this nice attachment, which is, yeah, oh, which gives it the character fast mobility across the planets they discover or interplanetary bodies. Again, we can see also here the power cell, and you can imagine this a bit like I said in one of the previous sets reviews. We see a lot of these bots and that look like they have their own personality, and this one is a flyer basically that doubles up as a means to be faster than a jetpack probably, and it's nice because it has its own personality, and depending if you tilt the wings, or you have a lot of nice potential for play here. Having these little support droids or support robots and drones, probably AI controlled. It's yeah. I think these are really nice, and it's a nice throwback to the times of classic space with their own little bots. Each one kind of had their own personality. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Now, and one of the things I was saying earlier about this, that I wish, so it was the landing gears for sure. I wish there was landing gears, but I also wish there was a place to hold on to this. There's none. Of course, you can put it on the wings, but that's not really, yeah. I wish there was a space under. If there was some landing gear, that could have probably been done, but on top it's so busy already with the interstellar travel system and the energy cell and everything that, yeah, putting this somewhere is really complicated. Yeah, there's not a lot of room here, but yeah, that's pretty much a miss that I wish they had thought about. Probably also didn't want to really mess with the design of the spaceship, carrying this on top. I mean, maybe it could be cool, I don't know, but yeah, they probably also thought about it, and if they didn't do it, well, who knows why they didn't do it. But yeah, overall it's a really well made set that for 20 euros, yeah, I think the budget of parts and was really well spent here. There's no stickers; all of them are prints. Again, this is reused from the spaceship and asteroid discovery set, so that's again good part managing, and yeah. So yeah, but look at this! Isn't this beautiful? Oh, this is so good. I really like the sand blue with the orange. The color theme really really works for me. Yeah, yeah, I think it's a really good set, and it's swooshable. So there you go. So final thoughts about this. Yeah, like I said previously, I really like this set. Price is correct. There's so the main points of evaluating a set, I think they're pretty much covered. I think they're right. The price is right. The value is here, and then there's a different kind of value that I think it kind of caters more to a certain audience. In my case, I'm a big fan of sci-fi and concept art in general, and this ticks all those boxes. It was, I think, of course, when you see the effort that Lego did to make the Year of Space across all themes from Lego, you know that this was a big undertaking. And I think the space theme in City, which kind of ends up being more connected to people because of classic space, I think this is a really nice showcase of where they were going and what they were trying to do. Forget what was done with space back in the 80s and even 90s. This is trying to somehow be closer to a realism, a sci-fi realism, and I give them props for that. If you ask me if it's as not recognizable, but as memorable as those 80s and real classic space sets, I'm not sure we're there. Now, if you ask me how these will age and if you will see them the same way, we might see them the same way, but not for the same reasons. We will remind this year as the Year of Space and how Lego really leveraged space across every theme. But it might be a new way of looking at space in Lego form and get away from a more fantasy kind of space, like you can see from some 90s sets, space sets that they come up with that were kind of weird. But yeah, I think in the end, this is a completely different design language. One that really resonates with me, but it might not resonate with everyone. And I would say that might be because of the colors. Then again, the colors, I think they're very appropriate because they tackle and they try to meet that kind of sci-fi language that is predominant nowadays. It kind of bends into realism, and that's good for me. But many people might say that it lacks that fantasy and that playfulness from the 80s. Something that, in my opinion, the Friends space set for this year really meets, and it's probably one of my favorite space sets for this year because it really embodies that. It embodies what space was all about when we were kids. Playing with Lego. Now, not that I had a lot of space sets, I didn't, but you know, it was its own thing for sure, and this one kind of diverges there. Still, I think there's a big love for space and sci-fi on this one, and that is really met in multiple vehicles, not just the city ones, but also the Technic ones, especially the Technic ones. So yeah, this is my review. I have a lot more to say design-wise, but I think I'll stay here. I like it a lot, and I think that hopefully we might look at 2024 in 20 years and remember these with a lot of fondness. I mean, I have a lot more thoughts about this, and probably not, maybe I'm mixing up things. It's not about this set in particular. I think it's about the theme as a whole. I have strong opinions about it that lean towards a positive, but yeah, there's something missing that I cannot really put the finger on it. But in general, I feel that this is a nice showcase of the full releases for space this year. I'll be bringing you one more review next, also space themed. It should be my last one for the space theme. I'm not thinking of getting any other sets, but we'll see. So yeah, until then, like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it, and yeah, see you soon.